Hello, 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 everybody. It is Matt, and it is Bloodthirsty Thursday, and I am back at you with yet another review. Before I roll on to any of that, I want to wish each and every one of you a great morning, evening, dawn, day, or dusk, all that lovely stuff, because life really is too short as is. Do me a really huge favor and like, share, and subscribe. I love seeing your beautiful faces when you are here. I know I'm here an awful lot, but I have an awful lot on my plate to review. And one last little tidbit of information. Check out the description box. I give you a bigger bite of every single movie of every single day. Today I gave you a brief synopsis, a starring cast, your director, runtime of the cut I am watching, along with a link for a trailer, a link for where you can watch this bad boy for free if you'd like, and if you would like to help support Matt's Movie Mania, I gave you a link to where you can help support the channel and toss me a couple of bucks, which I want to thank Shawn for the most recent donation. I really appreciate that. So with all that said in mind and all that out of the way, let's roll on to the film of the day. And today's is a very interesting one. I am very happy to cover this. It is a sequel to a movie that I covered just last week called The Warrensdale Murders, I believe is what it was called. It is directed by none other than Chris J. Lara. This would be Keep Smiling, The Grinning Man Murders. Now, this one came out back last year in 2023. It runs at about an hour and 17 minutes-ish, and that's with credits. It's not a long one at all. It is very reasonably timed. I think it is perfectly timed for the content that you get. So what exactly is it about? Well, it starts out with a guy named Hector and his friend. They both are waking up, and his friend is going to wake Hector up, and Hector is fresh out of prison. He is an ex-convict who just did a 5-year stint for a drug charge. He is going to quickly delve himself back into the partying lifestyle thanks to his friend, who gives him a beer at 9 a.m. By the way, it's 5 o'clock somewhere, but that is neither here nor there. He has got a whole day planned for him, and he is filming him on a camera, so it has a found footage aspect. And then it also does the television show type aspect as well, just like in the first Warrensdale movie. But this one is slightly different. It also has a vibe of two vloggers doing YouTube video style of videos. Now, Hector is definitely a little apprehensive about delving all the way back into the party scene right away, but he is slowly but surely making his way in. Now, it cuts off to different footages here and there, and then you start finding out about this mysterious Mother of Dawn and this other character known as the Grinning Man. Now, the Grinning Man is a bald-head, or at least he looks bald-headed to me. At one point they do describe him having very thin, short hair that is combed back so tightly that it is stuck to his skin. Through the pictures that you see, it's kind of hard to make out if there's any hair there or not. But it is a very ominous creature that has a grin that goes from ear to ear. And it talks about how it is so ominous and scary that there's even to the point that there is his lips are cracking and there is blood pouring out from the wounds from the smile that he is portraying. And now this character does not speak. He only speaks through mental telepathy. So he is able to get into your mind and tell you exactly what he is thinking, what you want to think, and how to control you in essence. It is a very scary kind of ordeal, and it picks up in areas where there is other found footage with another character that has been lost for 12 or 13 years. I can't remember the exact amount of years. I think it was 12. But he is recording a video diary of sorts, and he is talking about the mother Dawn and how she has been protecting him for the last 12 years of his life from the Grinning Man. Now it goes into some more footage of a television show. This time it is a character that is wearing a Guy Fawkes mask that is doing kind of a comedy skit routine, but he is talking about not characters, but a old civilization that came in and conquered the Egyptians during, I think they said 1300 BC, if memory serves me correctly. I'm terrible with those kind of things. But it talks about how they come in and they have conquered the Egyptians, and they are ruled by the Old Ones, as they called them, which are old gods that are very malevolent and are basically not your loving type of God, loving, caring type of God that we all know about nowadays. So it's definitely a very, very creepy vibe throughout this entire feel. I feel like the Guy Fawkes guy was a perfect addition to kind of break up the seriousness and give it just a pinch of comedy in there, which I thought was a perfect spot for it. And then eventually you have like a seal, like not a seal that comes from the ocean, but a seal like a presidential seal or a television seal that or logo, as we would say, that comes across the screen, and you are met with this very, very low, dark sounding voice that is basically telling the viewers that everything will be okay, that there has been some hackers that have taken over the radio station in some places, and they are doing the best they can to help stop the threat and to help get things back to a status norm. It is quite a creepy sounding effect, and it works quite well. Now, as far as anything else goes with this movie, I don't want to give away any more spoilers, other than there's going to be a part 3, which, just to let you know, fun fact of the day, Matthew Brown, yes, that is me, I will be not starring, but I will be having a cameo appearance in Warrensdale 3. Look for that in the near future. I believe it'll be this year. I'm not 100% if it's this year or next year when it releases, but definitely look for that. It will be a amazing little thing. I've already read the script twice, and I am absolutely excited for it. Now, on to the 3 things that I love my movies to meet. Audio is very crisp, cool, and clean, as I like to say. There is not a moment where you don't understand what the characters are saying. Granted, there are audio bumps in it, but they are purposely done in there to show that there are glitches and static and other kind of interference going on with the video transmission. So it's purposefully done, but they do a good enough job that that you're able to understand what the characters are saying and conveying on the screen. So I'm going to give it an A+ on that end. On to dialogue. The dialogue is very nice, and it is very well written. I feel like both Chris and Ollie did a very good job writing this one. I love the story. The dialogue feels real, especially the vloggers. When they are doing their bits, they definitely feel very fluid and feel like they actually that's how they would talk in real life. It felt like I was watching something that was a lot of love and passion has been put into. Granted, I do like this one more than part one. I think this one is actually a better movie. I think it's better made, more well made. You can tell Chris has matured as a filmmaker with this one. So I really enjoy it. So I'm going to give it another A+ on dialogue end. Now, editing I imagine was probably a little harder to do with this, with adding the extra like static and feedback, the audio glitches, the bumps in the visual, all that stuff. I imagine would have been kind of hard to do in post-production when you're editing all that together. But I feel like they did such a great job that it feels nice and fluid, and it has a nice forward momentum that doesn't lose its pacing. There's no like weird continuity errors due to editing. That's one thing I notice more and more with a lot of independent films that I've been covering. They have a lot of them have really up to their games when it comes to editing. Editing is a very tricky thing that has to be done with the greatest expertise, because that will make or break your film. I feel like editing is much more powerful than a performance from an actor. It can really put a stutter step in your story, and it can really lose your pace and your momentum. So I feel like they did a great job with that, and I'm going to give it another A+. Now on to my final score of 1 through 5. Am I going to give it a 5? It is not quite there. I'm going to give it a 4.5 out of 5. It is definitely a well worth your watch, especially if you're a fan of found footage films. This will be right up your alley. There's more found footage stuff in this one than there is in the first one. There is a little less to do with the television aspect. They've taken away the crime show, like CSI show type angle with this one. Granted, they did have the detective come back and reprise his role in here, and he has a very interesting little scene in this film, but they've kind of flipped the script and changed things and tweaked things enough to make it even better. And I really applaud Chris and Ollie for their all their work with this. I feel like they did a fantastic job. I forget who the third writer was. I believe it might have been Anthony Serrano, if memory serves me. I'm terrible with names. If I am wrong on that one, I am very sorry. But there were 3 writers, at least listed on IMDb. There is. Now, with all that said, mind and all that out of the way, I'm going to get the hell out of here. I'll be back at you Saturday with a Yon Chaos film. It'll be bizarre, crazy, off the wall, and just in your face, just madness galore. Chaos galore. But anyways, I love your faces, and as always, peace.